There have been nearly 1,000 LEGO Star Wars sets over the course of its history, so let's rank the best set from every single year. Starting it off with the first year of LEGO Star Wars in 1999, we have the X-Wing. This set is super iconic, being one of the first ever LEGO Star Wars sets. And to make it even more iconic, the X-Wing is arguably the most iconic shipper vehicle in the entire franchise. I absolutely love this set, and it retailed for $30. And if you want this set today, you're going to be spending nearly $250. While LEGO X-Wings have massively evolved over the years, I still think this is a great model and holds up pretty well today. Obviously, if this released side by side with a more current X-Wing, like the UCS X-Wing that we saw just a few years ago, it would be not nearly as good. But for 1999, one of the first LEGO Star Wars sets, I really love it, and how can you not love those classic LEGO minifigures? In 2000, we have set 7155, the Trade Federation AAT. Now this year was pretty crazy with the UCS TIE Interceptor and UCS X-Wing, which so happened to also be two of the May UCS sets from the previous 2 years, with us getting a new X-Wing and TIE Interceptor, so that's a pretty cool callback to the beginning of LEGO Star Wars. But the Trade Federation AAT came with 2 battle droids, and it retailed for $20. And today, if you want this set, it will be $260. I obviously think that this was the best looking set from that time, and when you compare it to AATs from today, it was a really good stepping stone for what we have today when it comes to AATs. You know, in the grand scheme of things, it was a pretty good stepping stone for the evolution of LEGO Star Wars. In 2001, we have one of my favorite LEGO Star Wars sets of all time with the Darth Maul bust for $150. This set is absolutely iconic, and to make it even more of a wow factor, you want this set today, you're going to be looking at spending nearly $3,400. And in my opinion, I still think this set holds up being really good today. I love this set, and I really think that LEGO should look into making more busts for other characters. Now, I don't think they will anytime in the near future, especially with how the Black Panther bust ended up flopping, but I really think for LEGO Star Wars, if they did something like a Stormtrooper bust, Darth Vader, Jango Fett, Boba Fett, something along those lines, or even a Commander Cody or Captain Rex, it would be hard for it to fail, especially with how we see these sets evolving over time. I really think LEGO should go back and make more of these bust style sets. In 2002, we have set 7163, the Republic Gunship. This set is pretty historic, and it means a lot, especially when talking about current day LEGO Star Wars, because of one specific minifigure with Jedi Bob. The history behind that, for those of you who don't know, LEGO released this set. They put in an unnamed Jedi that wasn't one that we've ever seen in the films, and the community just started to call this minifigure Jedi Bob, and a few years LEGO actually ended up recognizing that by officially naming him Jedi Bob, and then modern day, they ended up releasing a Jedi Bob Starfighter. But back to the set, this gunship has some classic clone troopers, has a super battle droid, and one of my favorite LEGO minifigs ever with Jedi Bob. What is there not to love about this set? And Republic gunships, as time has gone on, have only gotten better and better, as well as the quality of LEGO. So obviously, going back to its roots, this Republic gunship is definitely a super classic one. And if you're going to go off nostalgia factor, you could argue that this Republic gunship could be the best of all time. It retailed for $90, and today, if you want it, you're going to be looking to spend $1,100. In 2003, we have set 4483, the AT-AT, and this set is pretty unique when talking about the box art. Originally, when this set released in 2003, it had different box art than from the following year in 2004. They ended up switching it up, so if you have this set, you could have different box art than someone else, which is pretty interesting. And it sort of reminds me how a few years later with the Clone Turbo Tank, they had a light up version and then they had a non-light up version. It's a little bit in similarity with that. It's one of those rare occurrences when you have two different box arts, but overall, being one of the first AT-AT Walkers, I think this set is really great. And we have that classic Luke Skywalker minifigure. Now I know there are parts on this set where it is darker gray when it should be a lighter gray, but I'm not going to hold that against it, being that it's one of the first AT-AT Walkers that were ever made. So obviously it's not going to be as good as a modern day set, but when you put it up against other sets from this time, it is, in my opinion, by far the best set from 2003. 2004 was a tough decision, but it came down to set 4502, the X-Wing fighter, going for $50, and now you're going to be looking to spend $350 to $400 for this set. This one, it's fantastic. It comes with nice minifigs. It's a great upgrade over the first X-Wing, even though you could argue that that 1999 one was better simply off of it being the original. But when coming back to this set, I love the detail on it, especially when we're on Dagobah. So we have some of those green vines, leaves, whatever you want to call them, on the X-Wing just to add some extra detail. You have Yoda's hut, and you have some great minifigs with a classic Luke Skywalker, an older R2-D2, and a classic Yoda. So right there, you're getting all the nostalgia factor from the original roots of LEGO Star Wars. It's hard not to love this set, especially when seeing how far LEGO Star Wars has come and developed their sets to current day. This one's an iconic one, and it will always have a special place in my heart. 2005, we have set 10143, the Ultimate Collector Series Death Star II. This set is unbelievable, and it's a white whale for many collectors today. In 2005, this retailed for $270, and today if you want one, you're gonna have to spend nearly $3,400. What might just look like a gray circle to many is much more to so many others. The way LEGO ended up getting this Death Star II to look like it was still being constructed was fantastic. I know while building this set, it does get a bit tricky, and I know one of the main complaints of this set are that when it's on the display stand and you go to move it, it feels like it's going to tip over. I really want them to remake this modern day because I know that they will be able to upgrade that stand. Just like when we look at in 2017, the UCS Imperial Star Destroyer, on that stand, a lot of people felt that, I don't want to say it was flimsy, but it could have been more sturdy. And then you move on to 2023 with the UCS Venator, and they made some great changes to the stand to make the set feel way more sturdy. So if and when they end up making a new Death Star 2, I'm really excited to see exactly how that stand ends up getting changed, what details on the interior get changed. But back to the set, and with it being such an iconic part of Star Wars, I don't think any set in 2005 come close to this set. Or you can argue that any of the sets from some previous years or some future years could come close either. It is an all-time great. In 2006, we have set 6221, the Imperial Star Destroyer, including 9 minifigures and an Imperial officer who is smiling. This set is one for the ages. It's arguably the best playset Star Destroyer to date. I know we just got a recent Star Destroyer in 2024, so people might have a bias towards that one. But when it comes down to it, you can't hate on the originals. They set the way for the future. So the Star Destroyer is just one that people are going to look back on, and it holds a special place in a lot of their hearts. And there were some pretty cool alternate builds for this set as well that you can find online. So if you have multiple of these, you can make one Star Destroyer and you can decide to do an alternate build for another one if you so happen to have more than one of these, which I think is a pretty cool part of the build as well. The set has a great interior, which has plenty of room for all your minifigs, and it is pretty easy to display on shelves. The Imperial Star Destroyer also retailed for $100, and if you want one today, you are going to have to spend $450. 2007, we have the first Ultimate Collector Series Millennium Falcon, and this one retailed for $500. And today, if you want one, you're going to have to spend nearly $2,100 to get one. This came with 5 minifigures and had 5,197 pieces. This is a set that I like to consider to be one of the pillars of LEGO Star Wars. You look at this set and you just think Star Wars. It's one of those ships that people who aren't even the biggest Star Wars fans or Star Wars fans in general, you look at the Millennium Falcon and you know it's a Millennium Falcon. And while the Millennium Falcon today I feel is objectively better, this one still holds its own. And if you have this Millennium Falcon and you're thinking about getting the modern day Millennium Falcon, I don't think that you'd be crazy to say, you know what, I'm going to pass on the newer one and I'm going to keep this one. It has that nostalgia factor and it's still a pretty great set. So I would absolutely love to one day hopefully own this set just so I could have the original classic OG, whatever you want to call it, Millennium Falcon. But For 2007, I feel this set was way ahead of its time. LEGO went above and beyond, and it's just such a beautiful set. 2008, we have another Death Star. This time, it's an Ultimate Collector Series playset model, if you would like to call it. I like to consider it to be more of a hybrid version, and it's beautiful. This is my favorite Death Star build that was ever made, and you have so many scenes from the movies packed into this build with so many play features. There's an awesome TIE Advanced build as well, and the minifig selection is crazy. This is another white whale for many LEGO Star Wars fans, myself included. I sadly never got around to picking this set up, but hopefully one day I can. And it ended up retailing for $400, and if you want one today, you're going to be looking between $700 and $800. 2010 was a pretty elite year for LEGO Star Wars, but one set stands above the rest with set 10195, the Republic Dropship with AT-AT, a set that retailed for $250. You're now looking to be spending at least $2,100 to get. Man, what a set. The nostalgia is crazy for this set. The minifigs were out of this world for this set, still are out of this world for this set, may I add. You have clone trooper pilots and you have clone troopers, 6 clone troopers, 2 pilots if I want to be exact, and there's nothing bad to say about this set. And we know, especially modern day, how much LEGO fans love the prequels, so this set, as time goes on, is only going to get rarer and rarer, and more people are going to want it. So this is one of those, another white whale set that I will say for many LEGO Star Wars fans. 2010, we have set 10212, the Ultimate Collector Series Imperial Shuttle. What retailed for $260 and now goes for $1,300 is arguably a top 5 UCS set of all time. For some, it might not even be arguably. This could be in your top 3 UCS sets or even your top 5 or 3 sets of all time. This set is beautiful and it holds up still today as one of my favorite sets ever. I think if this set never came out and LEGO took this exact model and released it today, there would still be no complaints. This set is perfect. I love the minifigures. The box art is fantastic. So many memories when seeing this box art. I love it. So many play features. The display stand it was on was awesome. The display plaque was awesome. I don't have a single bad thing to say about this set because there's nothing bad to say about this set. In my eyes, it's as close to perfect as you can get for a LEGO set. 2011 was a pretty historic year as well, with set 10221, the Ultimate Collector Series Super Star Destroyer, retailing for a whopping $400. Today, you will need to spend $1,400 if you would like one. And just like with the Imperial Shuttle, this is another perfect or near perfect LEGO Star Wars set, and I would love to see LEGO eventually remake it. We know a few years later, from 2011, in 2019 to be exact, they released a UCS Star Destroyer, so who knows? Maybe in just a few years we'll get another Super Star Destroyer that can be remade, even though I think that this one would hold up equally as good today. Maybe they can make some upgrades to the display plaque if they so choose, and some modifications to the stand. But back to the main set, there are so many great minifigs in the set, like Bosk, like Vader, like IG-88, so this set had it all. It included a great minifig selection. This set was absolutely massive. You needed to make sure you had plenty of room for this set, and it goes as a really nice display alongside that UCS Star Destroyer. In 2012, we have set 9526, Palpatine's Arrest. This set is one that many fans love, myself included. Still to this day, I think it would hold up fantastic as a playset. The minifig selection, it's perfect. Wouldn't change a thing. There's so many play and display features added in this set that just makes it fantastic. And what boosts the setup even more, it's from one of the best, if not the best, Star Wars movies that we've ever seen with Revenge of the Sith. And it's one of the most iconic scenes in all of the films. This retailed for $90, and today you will need to spend $580 for this set. From 2013, we have set 10236, the Ewok Village, another set that today we feel we could be seeing a remake of in just a few months or maybe just a few years. Fingers crossed for another Master Builder Series Ewok Village, but this set in 2013 retailed for $250, and today if you want one, you're going to be looking at spending between $600 and $800. With 17 minifigures, this set is unlike anything before. Finding a spot to display this set would be challenging, so if you do plan on picking up this set today, just keep in mind that it is pretty big and it's pretty tricky to display, but I still think that this set is another one of those sets I consider to be a pillar of LEGO Star Wars. It's beautiful, it's magnificent, there's so many different play features involved and so many scenes you can create within this set. It's unbelievable, and it's one of those sets I hope we can get a new version of sooner rather than later. 2014, we have set 75059, the UCS Sandcrawler. Keeping it on the sand of Tatooine, this set is one for the ages. It's magnificent. It includes 14 minifigs and it retailed for $300. And today, if you want it, you're going to be looking at anywhere between $500 and $550. Now, this set does include those brown pieces that as they age, they do become very brittle. So if you have the set or if you plan on buying the set, be careful in putting it together because there is a high chance or a very likely chance that some of these pieces could end up breaking when you are putting them together, sort of like how the red pieces kind of broke, especially on the UCS Slave I from 2015. So you got to be careful with some of that. But back to the point of the Sandcrawler, this one's iconic. I love the interior for it. There's so much to unpack on the inside, and there's so many droids involved in this set as well, including that iconic Gonk droid, which honestly, there's nothing too special about him. But we know how much the fans love Gonk droids. When there's a Gonk droid, fans are going to go crazy for Gonk droids, myself included. Overall, this is a set that I love, and I would love to see LEGO maybe make another one of these in the coming years. I think that it would be great. Who knows if or when they'll do that, but I'm sure if and when they do that, many fans, including myself, will be more than thrilled to have another one on shelves. In 2015, we have set 75060, the UCS Slave I. This set was mentioned just a few moments ago when talking about some brittle red pieces, but don't let that distract you from the fact that this set is awesome. It had some of the best box art, in my opinion, that I've ever seen, and this is one of those sets that if it were to be on shelves today, it could go toe-to-toe as one of the best sets currently on shelves. It includes 4 minifigs, and it retailed for $200, and today if you want this, you will be looking to spend $500. As we move on to 2016 with set 75151, the Clone Turbo Tank, and this so happens to be the last Clone Turbo Tank that we've seen to date. This set included 6 minifigures, and my favorite being the Clone Trooper Commander. I love the color, I love the Kashyyyk Troopers, I think everything about this clone is amazing, and this set retailed for $110, and today if you want it, you are going to have to spend $380. Now, I know we said we're not going to talk about needs and wants for LEGO Star Wars, but I do think there is a high chance for another Clone Turbo Tank to come out in the near future with a Bad Batch Clone Turbo Tank. I think that's the right call. It's been too long since we've had a Clone Turbo Tank. This Clone Turbo Tank is great, but I think it's time for another Clone Turbo Tank, including a nice side build as well. This Clone Turbo Tank provided nice play features and display features for everyone to enjoy. 2017 might have the most obvious choice with set 75192, the UCS Millennium Falcon, a set that originally retailed for $800, now retails for $850. And if you don't have this set yet and you're thinking about it, I still think even with the price jump from $800 to $850, this set is more than worth it. In my opinion, this is the greatest LEGO Star Wars set of all time. It includes 8 minifigures, with some being from the original trilogy and others being from the sequel trilogy. And it also includes the option of you being able to pick which radar dish you want to display with the set, making it either the original trilogy Millennium Falcon or the sequel trilogy Millennium Falcon, which I think is a nice touch as well, even though I'm sure most, if not everyone who has this set is going to display it with that original trilogy radar dish. But the set as a whole is absolutely massive, including 7,541 pieces. This is unlike anything else. I know I've said this about many sets that have released way earlier, but this set is a pillar of LEGO Star Wars, and it's such an iconic set, and it has no retirement date in sight, which is absolutely crazy that it's been on shelves since 2017 and there's no retirement date in sight, and that should say a lot about this. This set is selling so well that LEGO doesn't even want to retire it. I think this set is perfect. I don't think they need to make any changes to it, and I don't know if this LEGO set will retire anytime in the near future. And we always see the retirement date for this set getting pushed back year after year after year. And I would not be surprised if this set is on shelves 10 years from now, just because I think that it is a truly perfect model. And it is the only Lego set I think that can get a real 10 out of 10. There's so many features with this Lego set, including many rooms on the Millennium Falcon, which is awesome. And this is one of the only Lego sets I can say is perfect and it doesn't need any changes. 2018 provided us with set 75181, the UCS Y-Wing, which retailed for $200. And if you want one today, you will need to spend $450. This UCS set is fantastic. There's so much detail. They got the coloring down perfectly. The display plaque is amazing. The box art is fantastic. Everything about this set I love. There's just so much to like about it, and I have no complaints at all. 2017 had the Millennium Falcon as the best set, and now 2018 has a UCS Y-Wing. So back-to-back years, LEGO had some really good UCS sets. 2019 was set 75252, the Imperial Star Destroyer, a set that retailed for $700, now goes for around $1,100. And this set has so much going for it. It's absolutely massive. And this Star Destroyer is Darth Vader's in particular. On the display stand, it says that this is the Devastator Star Destroyer, which is Darth Vader's. This set has two minifigures with an Imperial officer and an Imperial crew member, and I think that they're both great minifigs. I just would have much rather seen a Darth Vader replacing one of them because it is Darth Vader's Star Destroyer. But if that's my biggest complaint about the set, so be it. I love the mini Tantive 4 on this set as well. It really goes to show in universe the size difference between the two. And underneath the Star Destroyer, there's also a miniature TIE fighter, which just shows the massive scale of the Star Destroyer and how big it is. It's one of my favorite ships, and if you're a fan of the Empire and just bad guy ships in general, this Star Destroyer is the one for you. And even when it's retired at that price of $1,100, I still think that it's a great buy and one that you won't regret. 2020 had so many amazing sets, like the TIE Fighter pilot helmet, one of the most underrated LEGO Star Wars sets in my opinion with the UCS A-Wing. We had the iconic 501st Battle Pack. We had an awesome AT-AT playset, the Razor Crest, but one set stands above the rest with the Mos Eisley Cantina, going for what was $350, now retails for $400, and it is sadly retiring at the end of the year. Depending on when you're watching this video, it's either retiring at the end of the year or it's already retired. So at this current moment, we don't have a value for it outside of its retail price because it's obviously not retired yet. But this set includes a plethora of minifigures, 21 to be exact, and it is a beautiful set. So many display options for this set, so many side builds, and this is one that I'm upset to see going off shelves. Even though it did release in 2020, I would love to see it have a few more years on the shelf, but at the same time, we do need to make way for a new Master Builder Series set. So all good things must come to an end. 2021 was an iconic year for UCS sets, but the UCS AT-AT Walker stands above the rest. Coming with 9 minifigs, this is one that many people consider to be their favorite UCS set, and I see why. And with the success of every AT-AT that come out before this, it was only a matter of time before LEGO decided to make a UCS AT-AT Walker, and they knocked it out of the park. The detailed interior is unmatched, the display plaque is great, and they also released that Snowtrooper battle pack to go alongside the set so you could fill up your AT-AT Walker. And another cool feature about this set is the posability of the legs. LEGO gives you a little wrench that you can screw into the back of the legs and you can change which direction and how much they bend. And this retailed for $800 but now goes for $850, and it is also retiring at the end of the year. So if you haven't already picked this set up, I highly recommend it even with that price increase. 2022 had set 75337, the AT-AT Walker. What a great build this is. In my opinion, the greatest AT-AT build we've ever seen. The AT-AT Walker also retails for $140. Now, I know there is some questionable decision making around the clone troopers, the quality of it, the helmet holes, the whole discussion around that. I understand it, but minifigs aside, the AT-AT Walker is amazing. It's a prequel set, so obviously it's going to get a huge boost from a lot of fans. And I just think that overall the model's great, the detailed interior is wonderful, and one day I would love to see a UCS version of an AT-AT Walker. In 2023, we have set 75367, the UCS Venator class Republic Attack Cruiser, and man, this set holds a very special place in my heart. It was the first end of the year LEGO UCS release date that I have actually attended to on the first day, so that was really cool to be there and everyone waiting for this set at the same time, all the hype, all the anticipation, the months leading up to it. So it does hold some bonus points with the nostalgia factor for me with that, but the set itself is amazing. We have a micro Republic gunship, which is a nice nod to the UCS gunship from a few years back, because the same person who designed the gunship also designed the Venator and did a fantastic job with both models. And the minifigures with Admiral Yularen and Captain Rex, fantastic, as well as an awesome printed display plaque. The engine detail is fantastic. I love how they designed it, and the stand is a huge upgrade over a similar design that we saw with the UCS Star Destroyer. I love how in just a few short years, improvements to the stability have gone through the roof, which is awesome to see. One of the biggest complaints I see with the UCS Venator is that it has the red markings of a flagship Venator, and that doesn't bother me. I really like that, and I like how it stands out more and it pops out more with the red markings. It's an easy swap if you want to make it a normal Venator and swap the red bricks with the gray bricks. So if you want to do that, go for it. I think the red makes it pop out a little bit more. And in 2024, we have set 75388 Jedi Bob Starfighter, going for $40. This set is just amazing, and one that I don't think anybody ever speculated. I remember when the rumors for this set first came out, nobody believed it, just like nobody believed a dark Millennium Falcon would be coming out. But guess what? That was all true. Jedi Bob Starfighter's here, and it has two awesome minifigs with another Gonk droid and an Akbar Trooper. But thanks to Rebuild the Galaxy, we have a fantastic LEGO set. This one is a huge callback to Jedi Bob. I'm glad that we got another Jedi Bob. I think that with how much the fans and the community love Jedi Bob from that original 2002 Republic gunship, it's great to get him back in a set. And it's pretty crazy to think that Jedi Bob has his own show and starship. It's amazing, and I'm very curious to see if LEGO puts Jedi Bob in any future sets, or who knows, maybe they'll give him his own UCS set. But I feel I'm getting too far ahead of myself now with a UCS Jedi Bob set. Who knows, crazier things have happened, but I'm pretty sure a Jedi Bob LEGO set was not on a lot of people's bingo cards. I can't lie, that was a tough list to make, and I was debating between a lot of different sets depending on the years. But let me know what you guys think about this list. What do you agree with? What do you disagree with? And let me know what your favorite set from every single year of LEGO Star Wars is, and I'll see you in the next one.